All right. So changing topics. One thing that's highly important that South Carolina is doing, that this coaching staff is doing, is is that they're recruiting. When they recruit guys that they want to be able to play immediately, be able to contribute immediately. So I'm going to talk about some newcomers. You know the importance of some newcomers that we have this year coming in. Um, this guy, before he even came to camp, I mean, if you watch his tape, you know that J.C. Horn was going to be a solid corner no matter what college he ended up at. But fortunately for us, he came to South Carolina after. I mean, if you look at all the offers that he had, he could have went anywhere pretty much that he wanted to. But he found South Carolina in his heart as the place where he wanted to come play his collegiate career out. Everybody know now that J.C. Horn is the son of NFL All-Pro, NFL Pro Bowler, All-Star Joe Horn, who played for the Saints for a lot of his career. Joe Horn was a solid, good receiver in the National Football League. So you gotta think that this guy was learning, technique as far as trying to defend a receiver for somebody who's highly knowledgeable and knowing what it takes to be able to play at the highest level, because you're being taught and trained by someone who played at the highest level. So I think that's one of those things that Jason Horn is going to be able to come in as a true freshman and be able to play solid minutes and be able to be one of our top DBs this year, is because he's going to be a mentally strong presence out there, even though he's going to be a true freshman. But playing DB, he has a lot of size. He has great ball skills. You got Debo and Brian out there playing against him each day in practice throughout fall camp and saying great things about him, how competitive he is, how he plays 100% every play, every rep. So, you practice how you play. He has nasty size, 6'1", 195, probably pushing 200. That's good size for a DB, 6'1", 190, 195. Man, can't wait to see how this guy's going to play this year. Obviously, Muschamp loves how he's been playing in fall camp. He's been nothing but positive feedback about how he competes. So, obviously, he's one of those guys that's going to be able to come in and contribute and be able to add some good, solid depth in the secondary. And also another newcomer who I think is going to be good in the secondary is Nick Harvey. Whether if he's playing corner, but he's probably going to play safety because of the emergence of how well J.C. Horn has been playing throughout fall camp. So that's going to give us more athleticism, and also Nick Harvey is a grad transfer. He wouldn't be a true freshman. He'll be a senior, but he's played a lot playing at Texas A&M. I know he has over 100 tackles in his career. I know he actually has a punt return for a touchdown in his career. So this is a guy who brings a good dynamic of good athleticism that we've been missing in the secondary until Will Muschamp and T-Rob came to come do surgery on it and bring that back to order as far as being able to have a team that can compete. But I think that Nick Harvey's going to be able to provide some solid help in the back end, along with other grad transfer from also the state of Texas, coming from Rice University, JT eBay. So he's finally been cleared. He's had a hip injury that's been keeping him out, but he's going to be able to come back and be able to provide some good solid depth as well in the secondary, along with Montac back there as well. So when we're looking at it, our secondary is going to have Rashad Fenton, who has played a lot. I think Israel Mukwamo is going to be backing him up. Keyshawn Nixon, who I know he's going to be a good guy. He's going to be a solid guy who is very, very instinctive. Like, he's going to be one of those guys that jumps off the screen, picks off a pass where he comes out of nowhere, because he has very very solid ball skills. He just had to understand what he was fully doing when he came in last year. Came in later than expected, and he wasn't able to get the mental reps that he needed last year. But he came on strong, obviously, when he was able to get more acclimated to the college game. So to think this year you'll be able to see him take off and really be one of those top guys in the secondary. I mean, I think the secondary can be very solid because of how well Will Muschamp has been recruiting and also being able to supplement guys and with bringing in more experience by going to the grad transfer market. He knew what he had to do to be able to help upgrade the secondary. So getting JT eBay and Nick Harvey was big. Jamice Williams is still out there. I know he's been at safety, so obviously they put Nick Harvey back there at safety for a reason because they wanted to provide him more depth. But I think Jamice Williams in practice, he'll be able to get more reps and be able to be a solid contributor back there as well because he has a lot of speed. Obviously, you can see that through that interception that he had when he cut off that out route when he picked off Drew Lock earlier in the season last year, because that was a great play. But obviously, you know how Will Muschamp is with his safeties, and he demands a lot. So we'll see and how this plays out as fall camp ends, with how these safeties continue to progress as they continue to work with them, trying to get them prepared for the season. So we'll just y'all just have to keep an eye on that, because I know I will, to see how this development goes. But I think at the end of the day, they will be able to get this secondary on a cohesive level, where they're communicating, where they're playing well, and they have a good understanding and grasp of the scheme and the defensive scheme and how they should be playing to the standards of T-Rob and Will Muschamp. So I'm not too concerned, as long as we stay healthy, that they'll be able to get these guys to play good at a high level. So when you're looking at the secondary from an overall standpoint, look at the corners. You got Fenton, you got Horn, you got Nixon, you got Mukwama. I mean, those are your top four corners. But what's intriguing of what is how they change the whole. I mean, look at the newcomers that are coming in. You got a 6'4", 200-pound corner. I just want to see it. I just want to see how it looks. I want to see how he plays. He's 6'4", playing DB. I don't remember the last time. I don't remember us ever having a corner that with that type of size and length. I don't think we haven't had a corner back that looks like that. And it is also a good thing that he's been able to come in January and play. As far as going through all of summer and spring, and all of the conditioning programs that they have throughout the year. So I think by doing that, he's going to be able to provide some good depth, be able to provide some good solid minutes as he spells a guy. One of those top corners, whether if it's Fenton or whether if it's Nixon out there, because Nixon could move from the nickel spot and play corner as well. So, and then also when you're looking at the safeties, you got Harvey, Montag as the top safeties, and then you got Williams, and you got eBay, and you also got Dickerson and Roderick, who you would think that Roderick will probably be able to play in some of the games if the Gamecocks are able to get some leads. But he looks like a physical freak. I mean, he just has to get mental reps, and it's very, very intriguing to see what that true freshman is going to do in the future. But as of for this year, the main contributors at that safety spot, you're going to be looking at eBay, Harvey, Montag, and Jamice Williams, and possibly Dickerson if he's able to get cleared, and once the coaching staff feels that he's ready to play, because they definitely thought that he was on his way of playing last year as a true freshman. But of course he had the shoulder injury, where he was able, would have held him out the entire season, but and he had to get, of course, when you have a shoulder injury, of course he did lose a lot of strength, so he has to gain all of that back. So, but it's very gonna wonder how he's gonna play out. But going down, let's go.
This concludes the M&M Show. Thanks for tuning in.